Once our distillation apparatus is assembled, we're ready to start the distillation. So the first thing I want to do is turn on the water, and I'm going to do so as slowly as possible, just so I can keep the water condenser filled. So notice water's coming in from the bottom, that way it can fill up as it goes and then exit from the top. You just want to make sure it is on strong enough to keep it filled. If you have it on too strong and one of these hoses accidentally pop off, that's when we get a big mess in the lab. And you can feel it. You can see that it's nice and cold, so once you feel it, now you know that the vapors are going to certainly be condensed before they, as they travel through and collect down here. Once the receiver's on, again, one final check to make sure our joints are together. Actually, this one popped off a little, so that's good, I checked. Double check to make sure they're nice and secure. Okay, and now we're ready to begin heating. I'm using a heating mantle here, and so the heating mantle is plugged into a variac. This controls the amount of electricity that's passed on to the heating mantle, and so I'm going to turn this on, and that's how the heat is going to begin. As it proceeds, I'm going to take note of the thermometer temperature. Right now, the thermometer temperature reads 26 degrees or so, and that simply is a recording of the room temperature. So that's not a very valuable number for us to record. So we want to watch as the distillation proceeds and it starts to boil. We can see the vapors climbing, and once you have vapor condensing on the thermometer bulb, that would be the temperature of the vapors that you would eventually be collecting in the receiving flask. So that's the point at which it's going to be important to record that temperature, so you know what liquid perhaps you are distilling. Also, we want to try and keep this area as hot as possible, both the fractionating column and the distilling head. So you might want to wrap this whole area. Once the distillation is in progress, you might want to wrap this whole area with some aluminum foil, just to kind of stop some cool vapors from cooling it down. Wrap this down here maybe, and if it's a very hot distillation with a high boiling liquid, you might even want to wrap your column with glass wool and then aluminum foil as a jacket.